70s, long time no see. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, I'm Wonder Maddie. Nice to meet you. I do a live show on Near Mint Condition on Tuesdays called Old Reader, New Reader, where we have someone who's read the book talk to somebody who hasn't read the book, and we review the book. Ideally, sometimes it's a book neither of us have read, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta break rules. Who cares? Anyways, hi. I'm here to talk about books that I think need more love. Now, this is just from my point of view. Maybe some of these books you're like, what are you talking about? Everyone loves these. All of my friends talk about these. Community talks about these. But this is where these are books that I see from my end point of view, where I feel like the communities that I'm in, people aren't talking about enough or don't show enough love. So hopefully I'll show you some books that maybe you haven't heard of, or that you'd, thought, oh, I should revisit those, or I should try them out for the first time. And maybe you can share some of your own with me. Pretty cool. All right, let's go. First one, no one's surprised by this if you know me. Outsiders by Judd Winnick. I think this series deserves a lot more love. It's one of my absolute favorites. I've reread it several times. I love Judd Winnick's writing. So this revolves around a different sort of outsiders, not the usual Batman the Outsiders, his usual crew, but a different one. So in this we've got Roy Harper, Nightwing, Starfire, oh man, I forgot everybody's names. Anyways, a lot of crew. Please don't dig me. I'm gonna get comments that are like, fake geek girl, fake comic girl, don't know all the characters in your book that you read all the time. Yeah, I have ADHD and very poor working memory. So, but basically it's a team basically led by Nightwing and Roy Harper, kind of back and forth. And it's a very cool grouping because it feels like, if you like Titans, but you feel like, you need more adult content in there, not so much like adult as in sex, even though there is, they get it. But just more like adult conversations and grouping, something a little bit closer and casual, more casual than, say, Justice League. And this is the group for you. This group never appears again together after this series, which is such a shame because they have such great chemistry. They feel like a really weird ragtag family, almost kind of like Doom Patrol-ish, but a little bit closer. I love this group. They're such misfits. I love the way they get brought together. And of course, it is a great Roy Harper book, and he is my favorite DC character. Well, male DC character. And I love seeing them together. The art is fun. It's very of the time. I love this grouping together. I love the shenanigans they get into. They are sent to do this work because there's other superheroes teams that just won't. So, similar to other Outsiders books, you need a group that's not like Justice League, that can take care of some seedy situations that other groups, more prestigious groups won't take care of. I love this book. I've just been waiting for this team to get together again. I miss a lot of them. I'm not sure if some of these characters will ever come back in the current DC landscape, but now that things are open again after DC said that they would never do it again, having the multiple multiverses and worlds and all of that, there could be a chance. I would love to see this group again. I mean, I also love, regular Batman the Outsiders, the regular crew, but there's something really special about this. And it feels like just a really unique pick in DC Comics. If you're looking for something that doesn't quite fit the norm and something to broaden your horizons, definitely check out Outsiders. The one thing that really bums me about this is, even though these trades are still readily available, you'll find a lot of them in Ollie's, a lot of them in half-price books, you can read on DC Universe. I really think this deserves the omnibus treatment. Now, I've bought all these trades, all of these trades, with the hope that I will custom bind them. I know that Omar has a custom bound copy of Outsiders, and I hope to do the same because I think it deserves that treatment. So check it out. Maybe if more people check it out, tell DC. Maybe they'll give me an omnibus. They won't. DC doesn't care about what I love, even though I'm a DC fan first. But you never know. Maybe. Do it for my husband. Right there. Right there. Look at him. Okay, he's not cute in this one, but just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do it for him. A book that I think needs more love is something that's very near and dear to me. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it outside of like my core group of friends, but and part of this might be nostalgia, but it's heavy vinyl, aka Hi-Fi Fight Club. That's what was the first title when it came on issues, and then of course Fight Club was like, hey, you can't do that. So it became heavy vinyl. I really have enjoyed this series. There's only 2 volumes. I would love for there to be more because I think there's a lot you can do with this. The art style's great. I'll show you some. And it's basically about this record store where it's a group of girls that are employed there, and they also have a fight club. There it is. Record store, fight club. So tons of music references. It's set in the 90s, which is very fun. You know, there's some romance between the characters, just cool. But they also do like vigilante work. So they're protecting people like, you know, maybe some local bands in some trouble or something like that. And it's a very cute, it's a very fun, easy read. And it's just a 5 out of 5 for me because it delivers exactly what it's promised. So this is from Boombox. I will show you some artwork. I love the colors. I love the line work. I love the character design. I love the way the characters interact. And I love the style. This is just, this screams me. I love music. And I love musical references. And I love when girls get to be part of fight clubs. You know. Selfishly, I like when girls get to be main characters. Not that that's a necessity. Hold up, people in the comments. But it is nice. I really recommend it. I realize that I'm probably going to say I really recommend it several times in this video. Makes sense. I'm talking about books that need more love. Do I have an expanded vocabulary? Sometimes. Today, do I have it? No. But please check out Heavy Vinyl. Maybe we'll get lucky and, you know, the team will give me more of them. That would be great. I also think this would make a great show or cartoon or just anything. More of this, please. Thank you. I wonder if this series is just me asking for more of the things that I want. It's not like, it is, you know, absolutely books that need more love, but secretly is it also Maddie's like wish list? Maybe. Okay, another one that I think needs more love. Now this is critically acclaimed, okay? Everyone has spoken so highly about this book, but I don't feel like people are talking about it enough still. So this is why it's in my books that need more love. It's just more people should read it. And this is Kanto. So this is a fantasy story. Now don't be swayed by how cute and adorable Kanto is. He goes through a lot of tough situations. So Kanto's people have been enslaved, and they used to have hearts. Now they don't. They have clocks. And they're forbidden to love anybody, but Kanto's fallen in love, and that has led to a situation, of course, that is forbidden. And now he's gone on a journey, and he's got to get allies, and it's just an epic story. So if you like fantasy epics where, you know, this underdog hero has to change the status quo and go on an adventure for people he loves, and he is even though he doesn't have a heart, he's got a big heart. I definitely recommend checking it out. I love how dark and detailed and still colorful, dark but colorful, the artwork is. As someone who's a big fantasy buff, this book was right up my alley. And, you know, it certainly helped that the main character is adorable. If you're looking for that, a story that has a lot of heart, a lot of ups and downs, Kanto is for you. I believe the second volume is already out now. I think I'm behind. See, I'm not even loving the books I need to love as much as I said need to be more loved. That was a sentence. That's real. Check it out. Look for this fantasy action epic. This is by IDW. Kanto. Next. It's October. You need a spooky read. But you've read all the spooky reads. You need something a little more lighthearted, a little more fun, a little more a la what we do in the shadows. Might I recommend Old Head by Kyle Starks. Now I kickstarted this. I love all of Kyle Stark's personal work. I think he's great. I think he's so funny, so crazy funny. And this is just right up my alley personally, and I think more people should be checking it out. So it is an action horror story, but also a comedy about this pro basketball player comes home and learns about sort of like the family business, his like, not so much business, but his family's history, and about the Dracula that's living next door. And what do you do when you have a Dracula living next door and you've got to fight all these vampires? You play basketball, of course. It is so fun. It's it's goofy. I love Kyle's artwork. I love stories that don't take themselves too seriously and are just there for like a crazy, action adventure time with, several genres added in. This guy, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. The main character is so much fun to work around. Let me find a picture. There's crazy beasts that he fights. Just, if you're looking for, reluctant former pro sports player winds up in some supernatural hijinks, Old Head is for you. Look, there's a head. Is it old? Probably. But yeah, check out Old Head by Kyle Starks. I don't know. I have the like Kickstarter copy, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's picked up by other like publishers, but you should be able to get this from Kyle's website. Tell him I sent you. So next, okay, I always think this needs more love, and it is a book that I recommend the most to everyone, to the point where they probably are tired of me bringing it up all the time. Too bad, because I will continue to do so. Upgrade Soul. So I do have the collector's edition. You're good either way. I'm kind of sad that like this is the original cover. I wish it was more of that, or just like a new cover for this, but that's okay. It's not about that. All right. Upgrade Soul by Ezra Clayton Daniels. It continues to be one of my most favorite books ever. I can't tell you anything about this. I know what you're thinking, but Maddie, how will I know to read it? Sorry. The way that this was sold to me, and the way that I will continue to sell it, is that you should not look up anything about this book. You should just read it. Get it from your library, buy a copy. There's an app, so you can do like emotion comics. Whatever you do, just check it out. Don't look up anything about it before. Just read it. And it can be hard to sell on the cover. If I passed by this in a store, I don't know that I would pick it up, because I am a judge a book by its cover person. I'm sorry. I think that's just how it is with me. I usually prefer that people make the effort to make the book inviting to me. But that's how it was recommended to me. And I am a sucker for someone saying, don't look up anything about it. Just go see it. Just read it. Just watch it. Just play it. Don't look up anything. That is a surefire way to get me to check out something. This is a book that's going to sit with you. You're going to read it, and then you're going to sit on it for a while. Because, not literally. See you, chat. But it's going to stay with you, and you're going to think about it a lot. And each time you read it, you're going to think about it. And I have just been, it is such a joy every time I get to reread this and discuss it with friends. And I think it's something that I will probably reread once a year forever. And I will forever be Ezra Clayton Daniels' #1 fan, and do whatever I can to sell the hell out of this book, because I just think it's so good. So please check it out. Upgrade Soul, Ezra Clayton Daniels. Next, so people who watched me before know that I love TKO Studios books. They're like a newer studio, came out in the past 4 or 5 years. They've kind of released things in a special way. They would have like different seasons of books come out, and you could buy those books in trade. You can buy them digitally, or you could buy them in like the boxes with like the floppies inside, depending on your preference. And I've always been really impressed with the stories that they've chosen to publish and put out. Since like the second collection of TKO, I've been a forever fan. I've loved everything they've put out, and I've consistently continued to buy those when they come out. So one of the ones that most recently came out is Scales and Dragons. Now there's 2 volumes of this. I will show you one of them. It's a nice, I love the way books feel. I love the way they're put together. I'm sure as other fellow collectors you understand, but this is a nice feeling book. This is a high quality book. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like fantasy, if you like people from different cultures in fantasy getting together, if you like when the cultures within fantasy don't exactly match what you've normally read, Scales and Dragons is great and funny. So it is about this girl / dragon who has been exiled from her, I guess, the rest of dragon kind. And she's looking to build her own horde and kind of bring herself back as a dragon. But she also runs into this young prince trying to make his way. And they end up teaming up together. And she reminds me of a lot of anime protagonists where she is kind of focused on her own journey. She's very stubborn and headstrong and kind of does things on a whim when she feels like it, which makes her a very fun character, especially in contrast to the prince that she journeys with, who is a little more reserved. And they kind of learn from one another, especially because she's so brazen and relentless. I love the artwork. I love the feel of this. My only complaint about this series, I only have one because I loved it. It was a 5 out of 5, is that I don't have more. I believe that the creators will continue this, and I hope that they do, because I had such a great time. But that is my only complaint. Everything else I'm very happy with. I love these characters. I love how diverse and dynamic they are. And I just love dragons. Look at that. I love the fights. I love the lore in this. It's great to read a book that you're like, ooh, I could put this in my D&D campaign. But yeah, there's 2 books of this so far. The first one is Where Dragons Wander, and the second one is The Festival of Life. Definitely check them out. You can buy them from TKO's website. It was cool because when I ordered them, they even came with like trading cards as well. So it was very cool. But yeah, check them out. Scales and Scoundrels. All right, second to last. Another favorite of mine that I think needs more love is Heathen. So this did recently come out with like a, I guess, complete collection. So this is all in one. Regular list price is only like $25. So you just go buy it. The only bummer is the regular trades by themselves have a very nice like soft cover face feel. If you haven't watched me before, I have rubbed books against my face. I just like how they feel. So it's like it's an ongoing bit, okay? But this is so great, and I have recommended this to so many people. If you're into more like mythology, like Norse mythology, this is a great book to pick up. So it focuses on this Viking warrior who is kicked out of her village for reasons that will become known. And she's decided to seek out this Valkyrie, Brynhild, that's been trapped. She's trapped in a ring of fire, and if you are able to get through the fire and rescue her and marry her, she can leave. But there's more to it than that. So she has decided to leave her village on this adventure to go rescue the Valkyrie Brynhild. And amongst that, there's all these different forces that are working against her, because not only is she trying to rescue Brynhild, but she's trying to really break the ongoing endless curse that Brynhild has been set upon. And there's all these other different gods and goddesses from Norse mythology that show up, all these things within our main character, our Vikings way. If you like any book where you have like a main character who is journeying alone and who is only a mortal, purely mortal human who is doing everything they can to defy the like world order gods, the gods order amongst humans, this is for you. It reminds me of so many different mythological stories. I love seeing all the things that are against her, as well as they adding these very neat narrations from these 2 kind of wolf gods as well to talk about, things like Ragnarok. If you're into trying to find a picture that is appropriate. If you're into those sort of mythological stories, this is for you. Absolutely. Plus, it's a one and done. All complete. Definitely should check it out. I want more people to read this so I can talk about it. Thank you. Last but not least, this is more of... You know what? I'll just show you. So, one thing that I think needs more love is the Milestone universe. Now, I know it is getting more love recently because we've gotten this beautiful compendium. We're getting another one. And we've also had that documentary about Milestone on HBO. However, I still don't think there's enough. I don't know if there can be enough. When I was first introduced to Milestone from my friend Phil, Shazam to Jam, when we read Icon on Old Reader, New Reader, I had never heard of this character, and I'd never heard of the Milestone universe, which seems ridiculous now, because as far as superhero comics go, this has got to be the most interesting and insightful and dynamic collection of stories that I've ever read. You know, you have these different archetypes in here that mirror some superheroes you've seen in like the main DC universe. Now, this is related to DC universe since DC bought Milestone, but they add so much more complexity and gray morality to their stories that I really, really enjoy. So many of you probably recognize Static Shock. That was who was really popular, got his own show here. But there's other characters here that did appear in Static Shock that I don't feel like are talked about enough still. Icon has got to be one of my favorite superheroes. Reading Icon's definitely become one of my top 10 comic books. He is like Superman, but different. Just like Superman, he was an alien. He landed here after escaping his planet and his people being destroyed. So he came here and he was a baby, although he was an adult before that. And in his ship, he basically, his species turns himself into whatever the local populace is so they can be accepted and be safe. So he landed during a period of enslavement, United States. This black slave, this woman, touched the pod and he changed himself into a baby and looked like her so that he would be accepted. And so he lived through all of these major moments in history as a black man through enslavement, through the civil rights movement, etc. And now when we meet him in the 80s, he is a very well-to-do lawyer. He's got a mansion. He's living very well. And he runs into this younger woman from a poorer neighborhood who's like, hey, you have powers and ability and all these things and you're doing nothing. And so it's this great conversation of what should you use your powers for? Because he is coming from a place of, okay, those people can take care of themselves. And what's great about Milestone is it focuses a lot on the little people. So a lot of DC comics, you know, they focus on bigger picture, bigger villains. And not that those aren't in here, but there's a lot more nuance in here of how can you help your fellow man, the people around you, the disenfranchised? What does that look like? How does your actions affect it? Do they actually fix it? Do they not? So it's great. I love seeing the differences in this. Not that other DC comics don't focus on the little people, but it's a very different conversation. I cannot sing the praises enough of Milestone. These characters are so interesting and so fantastic. And I think it's a shame that I didn't hear about these until a friend introduced me about a year ago. And so I'm doing whatever I can to shove this in everybody's faces. And please buy this compendium. It is so affordable. So it's only $60, list price. But if you go through cheapgraphicnovels.com, in stock trades, go to your local comic book store, you're going to find a great deal on these. Look at this. You can't go wrong. Just give it a try. And please buy the newer ones that are coming out. They have this Milestone Returns or whatever, where they have Icon and Rocket, Static Shock. I think, who else do we get? I don't know if we got Hardware or the Blood Syndicate. Either way, they're releasing new ones right now, and I would love for those to continue. And I really want those to be successful. And I think that once you give it a chance, I feel like you'll feel the same way as me and want to continue.
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC books within the EU, flat rate shipping of €12 for all EU countries, bulletproof packaging, and all emails will be answered within 24 hours. They offer a huge selection of out-of-print books. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code NEARMINTCONDITION, all one word at the checkout, to get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of over €40. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe.
So, that was a lot. Those are the books that I feel like need more love. I'm probably forgetting some more, but I would love for you to hopefully like this video. Comment down below on what books you think need more love, and if you have any opinions or comments on the books I've talked about, I'd love to hear them, or recommendations based on the books that I've mentioned, because I'm always looking for new books. I'm sure there's some books that need more love that are related to these kinds of stories that you think I should check out. I hope you subscribe for more content. Check out me Tuesdays, 8 p.m. live on Near Mint Condition for my show Old Reader, New Reader. And check out our Patreon for more exclusive stuff. See y'all next time. Have a great day, Minties. Bye.